So in this video, we're going to go over the side lean stall. I don't know what else to call it, so I'm calling it a side lean stall. Over the course of this series, we're going to be going some other stalls for you as well. So we're going to show you full speed and then break it down for you. Alright, so we're going to be going over two different variations. We're going to start with the easiest one first. The easiest one is where the guy is crossing over, so he's using the opposite hand of where the girl is standing to grab onto her ankle. So to set that up, ladies, you have to step with your foot right beside the guy's foot. In this case, she's on my left side, so she's putting her left foot right to the outside of my left foot, because that's going to actually help her brace against that so she doesn't end up slipping towards me. So that's very important to make sure your foot placement is correct. Alright, gentlemen, what you're going to have to do is you're going to take the opposite arm or opposite hand of where she's standing. So if she's off to my left side, I'm going to use my right hand and I'm going to reach across my body and I'm going to grab her ankle. Now, there's a certain way you can grab it that makes it less likely for you to slip. And as you can see, I'm not just grabbing the top and trying to hold on, I'm actually curling around my hand from the front around and I'm grabbing the bottom of her ankle. That way I have the most secure grip and I'm not going to slip as often. And then also, gentlemen, as you can see here, make sure you bend down or squat down so you can grab her ankle. Don't make her lift her leg up all the way. Then as you start to move into this stall, gentlemen, what you're doing is you're taking that right arm and you're extending it across your body towards the lady, trying to make sure that her leg stays in line with her body and arm at all times. If you tend to move it one way or the other, her body's going to follow. She's either going to fall forward or she's going to fall backwards. So keep it in line with her body. At the same time, I'm actually leaning away from her, so it creates this counterbalance effect so that she can actually get down lower. And I'm leaning away, I'm now actually bending that opposite leg and extending my arm out behind me. So as you do this, what happens is it creates this counterbalance and you can actually get down lower and it creates a nice line between both your arms. Ladies, what you're doing is, obviously I have your leg, so what you're going to do is you're going to lean out away from the guy towards that extended arm, towards that left side, if you're on the left side. And then you have to make sure that you keep your balance over that forward foot, but you're going to feel like you're going to fall over the first few times you do this because he's grabbing onto your leg and that's what's keeping you there. So gentlemen, I hope you can see this. Because of how far she's leaning out, she's creating a nice line between her arm and her leg. But if I let go of her leg at this time, she's going to fall, and we don't want that. So make sure you have a secure grip on that leg. If you need to, use both hands until you're comfortable, and then move to using one hand. As you can see, I'm actually rotated towards her. I'm leaning away. My left leg, which is towards her, is straight. My other leg is bent as I'm rotating that leg down and leaning out away, counterbalancing, moving the opposite direction. And then gentlemen, as you're setting her on her feet, don't bring that leg straight towards you. Make a nice circle down to the ground so that she can stand up. The second version, which is actually the harder version of this one, is, gentlemen, you're going to be using the same arm as the side that she's standing on, and we'll go over that with you. In this version, your starting stance is a little bit different. So ladies, you actually have to stand away from the guy a little bit. As you can see, her left foot and my left foot, there's a bit of separation there. And that space is determined based on how long your legs are for the ladies. So if you're taller and your legs are longer, you're going to have to step farther away from your gentleman. If you're shorter and your legs are shorter, you're going to have to step closer in. Just because you want to be far enough away where he can actually grab your ankle with that same arm. And then we'll show you why in a little bit. And just again, make sure that you both work together here. Gentlemen, you're bending and squatting down to grab her ankle, and ladies, you can actually lift your leg up a little bit so that we can grab your ankle a little more easily. Again, I'm using this underhand grip, so I'm actually reaching around to the underside of her ankle to where I can grab her ankle. That way I'm not going to slip off the back side of the front. So I'm not actually grabbing her foot, I'm grabbing her ankle. So this is where it changes pretty significantly from the last version. The last version I leaned away, in this one I'm actually leaning towards the lady so that she can lean out and get this nice stretch over that standing leg. Now again, with this one, gentlemen, my arms are extended, I'm leaning out towards her, so I'm lunging towards her, at the same time my upper body is leaning forward. And ladies, you do basically do the same thing, you're leaning out over that standing leg. Just be careful you don't go too far away. If your body or your hips get too far to the side, then that leg's just going to slip out from under you, and obviously we don't want that. And again, making a nice circle to the ground to have her stand up.